What are the best network specs for VoIP or voice over IP? So definitely a good question and something that has to be followed to the T. Otherwise, we're going to have some problems with your voice over IP network. So I'll point you to a document specific from 8x8. Some of this information is geared to their network, but otherwise, they have some recommendations that are industry specific. So we'll go ahead and just look over this here quickly. One of the things that they recommend is at least category 5 cabling at a minimum, or you can have Cat 6. And that cabling is used pretty much, I would say, in most places. If you have less than that, then you definitely shouldn't be using that for your voice over IP network. The next thing that they recommend too is a 0% packet loss. So if you have anything more than that, then we're going to have some problems with the call quality, either calls being garbled or just missing audio, and then just other weird things that makes it sound like you're talking on a cell phone that's breaking up. The other thing to point out here too is jitter. So you want to have at least less than 20 milliseconds of jitter, as well as a network latency of somewhere between 150 to 200 milliseconds. The lower the better. 8x8 actually wants you to have at least somewhere around 100 milliseconds or less to their data centers, but no more than 150 milliseconds is what I've seen just throughout the industry. And then the other interesting thing here too is the bandwidth required. So for a G.711 call, and G.711 being the codec that would be used for your call quality, that would take up 90 kilobits per second. So voice isn't an application that takes up a lot of data, but you definitely want to make sure that you have those things in place, mainly because voice over IP is subject to some pretty tight requirements, and you have to meet those. Otherwise, we're going to have some problems with just call quality in general. So those are the specs. If you can meet those, then you'll have some great success with your voice over IP network. And I would be remiss if I didn't mention that the importance of having QoS, or quality of service. And that way you prioritize the voice traffic on your network in the event of congestion. So those are the specs that you'll want to follow for voice over IP. If you have any questions, definitely let me know. Drop them in the comments. And thanks for watching. We'll talk again soon.